broke up with me because he was like, I'm never gonna be the guy who posts you on Instagram or who buys you flowers, which I thought was stupid. And then now I hear that he has a new girlfriend and they're traveling around Europe together, and he posts her on Instagram. He refused to ever post me. Now a year later, he can date someone and like happily be posting her. Even though I don't even want him anymore, it's like the principle of things that makes me salty. And it's just like annoying because like people or society, they'll say like, oh, it's because they don't like you enough. And I just never felt like that was like an adequate explanation. And it's like the same thing with like where he was like, well, I just didn't like you enough. That's why I treated you so poorly in the end. It's just this stupid way for these men to not take accountability for being a shitty partner. And it's like they always are like of the idea of like, well, one day I'll meet the right person. For the right person, I'm suddenly going to become this like very romantic and amazing partner. This person's going to be so perfect that they're going to bring out these characteristics in me that I've never had with anybody else. I hate flowers, but I'm going to like them so much that I'm going to buy them flowers. I'm going to be inspired by them flowers because I like them. I like them so much more than I could ever like you. That's what it seems like they're saying, like as if it's my fault. Me getting treated shittily by them is somehow my fault because I wasn't enough. I couldn't make them like me enough. I couldn't elicit strong enough feelings from them for them to treat me right. Like I couldn't make them treat me right because I wasn't enough. And it pisses me off because logically, that is so stupid. If you are a bully and you're bullying someone, you bullying them has nothing to do with the victim. You're a bully because you're a shitty person, not because that person is somebody deserving of being bullied. I feel like these men use this hypothetical girl as a hypothetical benchmark to excuse why they treat you so shittily. And it's a way for them to not take accountability by just having this hypothetical benchmark that would just be pushed and pushed and pushed back. I feel like if they happen to change and start treating the next person better, it has nothing to do with the other person. It's just because they decided, oh, you know, maybe I should be a little bit better and post my girlfriend on Instagram and buy her flowers, because that seems like a normal thing most people would do in a relationship without complaint. I just hate being blamed for someone treating me badly. I hate being blamed for it. If I cheat on someone, it has nothing to do with them. They didn't deserve to be cheated on. I just cheated on them because I'm a shitty person. Like, why are these people...
Okay. If someone says, I'm gonna sleep with other people whether you like it or not, and that's going to be the dynamic of our relationship, and I don't care if it hurts you, I'm still going to do it, and you accept it, are they shitty for doing that? Absolutely. Are you also partially accountable for accepting those circumstances? Absolutely. Because what she's saying is semi-right. Just because you tell someone that you're going to abuse them doesn't make you any less of a shitty person for thereafter abusing them. Just people accept the circumstance that you put on them. Don't mean that you're any less shitty of a partner for putting them through it. But you also have accountability in the situation. You weren't tricked into this, right? You weren't sold a dream or deceived. You were told what the agreement would be. You knew it would be bad for you, and you accepted it irrespectively. And I like to have that conversation, not because I like to put blame on the other person, but if you're the person who's getting dealt the shitty hand, I like the idea that you have agency. I like the idea that the people who are vulnerable or who are making bad decisions can start to change themselves so that they can get better outcomes. I like that.
It's poker. You can be dealt a shitty hand, you can fold. If you having a shitty hand and then you bet all in and then you end up losing, you could have folded.
There you go. I don't play enough poker to know that analogy, but it sounded like it made sense.
Those who know. Maybe I'm the problem. I'm going to include this in my response. Maybe I'm the problem. Because, yes, because I gave up on myself a long time ago. What I mean by that is that I acknowledge that it is possible that I am not the cup of tea of some people. Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, cup of tea is not the cup of tea of some people. Mm-hmm. Meaning you could be the juiciest, ripest, sweetest mango in the world and motherfuckers are not gonna like mangoes. You could accept that. It's not because mango is bad. It's just because they don't like mango. And it's okay. And then they're gonna move on to another person, another thing, another fruit, and they're gonna be like, ooh, why they munching on raspberries like that? They didn't munch on me, motherfucker, I'm mango. It's okay. They like raspberries better.
I think the viewer followed that fruit analogy better than I did. I'm lost, but I know they can appreciate you, and that's what matters. That's what matters.
That's what matters.
Because me, I heard raspberry, mangoes, and papaya salad, and I'm like, sure.
Raycon just launched their new upgraded model, and it's right on time for Father's Day. When I was a kid, I used to ask my father the same question. Dad, what do you want for Father's Day? And the answer was always the same. Son, I want peace. Bumlapem. Give me a break. Peace can come in different shape and form. It can be active noise cancellation. I like Raycon because they have 32 hours of batteries. The 32 hours permits me to use them when I'm on the go, when I'm flying. Also, I use it when I train. Either when I box or when I go to the gym. They're sweat resistant, you understand? They stay put in place and they don't get damaged by the sweat. And they have all new vibrant colors, so check that out. Go on buyraycon.com/ABBA. You're gonna save not only 15% on your Raycon purchase, but also the shipping is gonna be free. Free is a good price for shipping. Yeah. You're not gonna inspire people to do whatever. Why would you stay there? If I don't inspire you to be kind of whatever, and yes, you shouldn't be kind of whatever, whatnot, maybe it's lack of better words or whatever, whatnot. If my presence with me being here, just me being me, you don't want to do certain things, or we're in a couple, you don't want to do certain things because of whatever you're with it, get the fuck out. And if they do it to the next one, it's okay. You cannot take it personal.
It is personal. It's okay to take it personal because it is personal.
You think it's personal?
Absolutely, it's personal. It is personal. But he's basically saying you weren't good enough for that treatment. Keep it a stack. That's what he's saying. So it's her. She was not good enough for what he really wanted to offer.
According to his standards.
Right. So it is personal. Because they were in some kind of relationship together.
Sure.
She was not good enough. That's personal. There's no way you don't take that personal. It's a very difficult thing not to. I think we can say that from like a idealistic standpoint, but it's not possible to not take that person. You know, you're told this and that, and then the next girl, all of a sudden, she can switch it around, and she could do all the stuff she couldn't do for you. When you really want to be with somebody, and they feeding you lines about like, oh,
I'm not saying she shouldn't take that personal. I'm saying the way I take it, I'm saying, you know what? It's your standards. And I don't fit your standards. If I don't fit the standards to whatever job or whatever, I don't think it as, that's how I see it. Maybe it's a way of me to get over that shit. I take it as that's all the points and I don't fit in there. It's just your standards and I'm gonna go move on over there. But I understand that she could take it personal. Definitely. I understand that she's salty. I'm not saying she shouldn't take it personal. The way I see it, the way I move, I'm like, you know what? It's your standards. It's you.
And it's not a man or a woman thing. I know she said it's an excuse. I'm telling you, honey, it's a people thing. Because I've seen enough ladies string things along or waste times of people or be uncertain or be hung up on the ex that she shouldn't be hung up. I'm telling you, it happens all the time that some ladies are hung up on one person, but they go seek another dude for attention.
I just hate being blamed for someone treating me badly. I hate being blamed for it.
I think there's just nothing empowering about looking at the group of people who've harmed you and saying they have all the power in that situation.
Yeah.
It's not about victim blaming. It's about at least for this channel, like what I want to preach is I want people to have their own agency in these situations, because if you don't, then all you can do is be a perpetual victim and hope that the other side or the terrible men or women out there are going to change their ways. What's the point in a message like that? How is that empowering in any way? So we can do two things. We can say you have some accountability without looking at you like you're a piece of shit or dirt. It sucks that you went that. It hurts. And I can empathize with 100% because not being the one that's chosen when you really want to be with someone, only to see them choose someone right after you, how can you not compare yourself to that person? It's very difficult. But all you can do in this is look at it and be like, what can I do better? And I'm saying this very candidly. If you truly value yourself, if your self-esteem is in a good place and how you view yourself, you will never accept a man telling you to your face, I'm going to treat you like plan C. You're just a placeholder for the woman I really want to be. You're never going to accept that. How are you going to give everything to somebody who's telling you they just want to give you the bare minimum? How can you say you value yourself? You can't. So that's why I say there's something internal that you have to assess. But you're right. It doesn't take away from the fact that person's being shitty. Because at the end of the day, if you're that man or you're that woman who neglects someone at repeated different points and you never cut that thing off early, you just drag that shit off so you can siphon sex, attention, money, whatever, yes, you're engaging in incredibly shitty behavior. Doesn't matter if you're upfront about it. Because I think it's a reprehensible behavior to sleep with somebody and not care about the fact that they're being emotionally damaged and hurt by what you're doing. How can you be with someone that often or go on dates with them and not care about the fact that they going home and they crying later because they know you don't want them? Yeah, but I was upfront. It don't matter. If you're upfront and you say, I'm gonna punch you in the face every night and give you black eyes, and the girl accepts it, does that make you any less of a shitty person?
No.
You see her, she's going to the hospital. You're giving her brain contusions. She accepted it though. Doesn't matter. You have to be considerate of the people you're involved with.
I think I read something else online that like really pissed me off. Someone was asking a question, why does my boyfriend get so mad when I express my needs to him? One of the comments that I thought was so true was just like, it's because they don't really care about you. They want to be in a relationship, but they don't want to do what it takes to nurture the relationship and to have a healthy partnership with you. They just want the benefits of a relationship. They hate the fact that they have to go out of their way to make you feel loved in order to reap the benefits of a relationship. They resent the fact that they can't just exist and be loved and be taken care of without doing anything for their partner. They resent the fact they have to be romantic. They just want to put in no effort and just like be accepted and loved as they are without giving me anything. They got pissed I had needs and that they couldn't just exist and treat me shittily. They got mad that like I didn't want to accept that and that I dared to ask more of them.
With so little information, everyone reads into that comment that she saw and then reads their own negative experiences with the opposite gender. So for example, she looked at it and through her experiences of being mistreated by men, she went to the extreme of like, well, that's because these men don't want to make any efforts to maintain a relationship. They just want to be in one. And then men are going to go from their perspective like, oh, this lady just wants to constantly trauma dump and talk about emotions that are irrelevant or not really that important and just make a mole out of an anthill or whatever it is. What is it?
The what?
I don't know. Is it make an anthill out of a mole?
I don't know that expression, bro. I'm sorry about that. On your own on this one.
Make a mountain out of a hill. That's not a real thing, but it sounds right. Don't matter. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? So
it doesn't invalidate your point.
Yeah.
It doesn't invalidate.
Make it a bigger deal than what it is. Whatever.
Make something out of something that's not a thing.
Answer coming up your booty. So
why that booty?
I don't know. So you guys understand?
Because we're boys being boys.
Yeah. Always for the booty. So, So I just think it's interesting when people read, because like, you don't know what the situation of that. I know some women who they just dump everything they have in their thoughts and their minds all the time. And it's just not good. It's not good for your partner. Sometimes it's good to self-reflect before you bring it up. And then I know some guys as well who completely neglect their partners when they have emotional needs and never want to have any emotional conversation because it's too much emotional labor. Both sides could be true. It's just interesting when people read a comment with zero information. They're like, I know what's happening. He's neglecting you. Like you see it on Reddit all the time. Some people will post a random Reddit story with very little information from one perspective, and everyone in the comments is like, he's gaslighting, he's a narcissist, and he hates you. He's a bitch, blah, blah, blah. And they'll run with it. They have no information. Because they're all reflecting their own personal experience.
That's why you don't talk shit about your significant others to others.
Yep.
Your family, your friends, they only have part of the information.
Facts.
You don't run that. You don't do that shit.
Literally nobody comes online and says, I f***ed up in a relationship. Everyone always says, my partner's treating me poorly. Well, then...
I feel like it's not a matter of, oh, he likes me more. I feel like it's more of like, he realized that I was asking for basic things. And so in his next relationship, he decided maybe I should become a better partner in the future because maybe I wasn't a good partner in the past. Instead of changing for me, instead of becoming a better partner for me, they chose to break up with me. They couldn't like let go of their ego. If they change for me, they're giving me too much power. So they'll change in the next relationship as a way to save face. They'll take that feedback and move to the next relationship. It just pisses me off and it makes me want to die alone. I feel like this is all so jaded, but like this is just how I really feel about these men, and I hate them, and I hate myself for ever liking them and ever even having experienced this. I like almost hate myself for like putting myself in this position, even though I didn't know they were like this in the beginning. They act so great in the beginning. You only see their true colors like 4 months later. How could I ever anticipate that? Like I couldn't. It feels like I blame myself for being treated poorly, and on top of that, these men are blaming me for them treating me poorly. So it's like the whole thing just feels like my fault. It's like when they end things with me, they always like say all this like bullshit that's just like, oh, like, I think the world of you. You've changed me so much. I think the world of you. You've taught me so many things. There's so many things I admire about you. I think you're an amazing person. They always say stupid shit like that. Like, that I don't even know if they mean, but it stings because they say that, and yet they treat me so poorly. How can you even mean what you say when your actions are saying something completely different? How can you say that you care for me when you clearly do not care for me at all? Be fucking for real here. Like, be for real. Like, be honest. Admit that you don't care about me. Don't say that you think all these positive things about me and yet decide that I'm not good enough or like that I'm not what you want. Like, don't do this like weird gaslighty like back and forth thing. Just be straight. Because to me, if I really thought the world of somebody, even if they weren't a romantic match for me, I would never treat them so disrespectfully, especially on their birthday. And I would never blame my bad behavior on them. I would take accountability. I would be like, you know what? I didn't treat you right in the end.
It was a lot. She was going in raw.
No, Diddy. I would suggest maybe counseling. Because if you... Why are you laughing? Because if you come out of there saying that you hate yourself and you hate these men and you hate yourself for allowing this, even though you... And I would suggest counseling. The reason why I'm saying this is because you're going to go into the relationship with that luggage. That baggage is in the back. It's in the trunk. And it starts to smell. Hot summer day. And it's going to come out in your relationship.
Anything else?
No, nothing else.
All right, that's it for today's video. Let us know what you guys think in the comments.